Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
It's hello. Is that laughter I hear over there?
Well, I'm
Oh,
thinking for us, we're right back, but for
I
our
know.
viewers, it might be they may take a day in between or this or that, and they're like, "No, were you just here?" But technically, yes.
We are.
Mhm.
And
from the
yes.
magic of television, our house is to yours.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are taking a closer look at our number 2 pick for the January 2026 release for Ultra. This is version 4000.6, and today's episode's all about the enhanced multiple choice and multiple answer workflow. Yeah, some good stuff. Let's jump in, do a little bit of a recap, and then we'll go through a demonstration to show you what we're talking about. The default number of answer options has been changed from 3 to 4. I think that is probably the highlight for a lot of people out of this whole feature release. That's enough to warrant some attention. You can now add, you can continue to add and remove options. So if you liked 3, you can still work that way. You define the number of answer selections that a student can make for each multiple choice question, and that selection is going to be enforced by Blackboard. If you only have one answer allowed, then it will be a radio button. And if there's more than one answer, it will switch to checkboxes. So that's what we've got on the docket for today. Let's, I think we'll jump in and show it off, shall we?
Let's go.
All right, here we are. We are in a course, and if you didn't already see our update for the number 1 pick, here's a sneak preview, but we're not going to dwell on it because that would take away the purpose of doing 2 videos. So let's jump in and create a test. I'll throw it in here. And a test. We're just going to create one multiple choice. Actually, let's do 2. So then we'll do new multiple choice. I do 2 because one will have one option and one will be multi-answer. So let's hit this. Let's add a multiple choice question. And if it's been a while, you may not remember that multiple choice question option here encompasses also multiple answer. So this is the one you want. Click this, and you see right away there's 4 options preloaded. Used to only be 3. And most, I would say, almost everybody in the world creating a multiple choice question would use 4 answers, A, B, C, or D. And so we would always have to add one, but now we don't have to do that. So let's, I'm going to skip the question title because we don't use it here very often at Georgian College, and nobody's been able to explain to me why I should fill that in, so I'm going to leave it. Question text. We should have prepared a question in advance.
I got to think on your feet.
What do you want for Christmas? Let's say a pony.
Hippopotamus, please.
I was just going to say hippopotamus.
I'm writing hippo because I'm not going to try spelling that on screen. Hippo. What else do we want? Clearly, we're going with
front teeth.
Front teeth. And last option. That leg lamp from the movie.
Perfect.
That's from A Christmas Story. All right, so this one is, let's make this one a multiple choice, multiple answer. So I'm going to say I want a pony, and this is a terrible question because what does your instructor? There you go. That way it's an answer. Okay, the instructor wants a pony. They want their front teeth and also the hippopotamus. So we've selected 3 answers. Those 3 are the correct answers. And as we scroll down, you see that students can select up to 4 options. We can say, nope, we actually want them to select up to 3 So now if the students were going through it and tried to select more, it would stop them. I think that's it. Save that one. There's a question. There is, sorry, I'm going to go back in just to reiterate, this isn't a change, but there is the option to do partial and negative credit. Enabling that tells you how much students are going to get or lose based on what they select. So you can use this or not. And you also have the option to add negative overall scores, which I think is just mean. But it's there. And for, I guess maybe since we're talking about it, what this means is if a student only selected pony and hippo, based on what you see here, the 33, 33, 33, and negative 33, if they only chose two, they'd get 66% of the grade on this assignment. If they selected all three of the correct answers, they would get 100% of that mark. And if they selected all four, they would get the full marks, but then lose a third. So they'd actually end up with 66% on this one because they selected four. So do with that what you will. Sometimes people change this to -1 or 100%. And then it's completely wrong if you selected the wrong answer. The negative score here means, so if we change that to -100, and actually if we changed it to, I'll be even more obvious, 200, oh, you can't do it. I wonder why how do you get negatives? Oh, I guess if there were multiple wrong answers, let's say that, now, nope, you still can't.
It tops out at 100, eh?
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
I wonder what the other...
-100. Oh, no, there you go.
Letting you.
-100. Oops, that's not how you write 100. There we go. So -100, -100, that would imply that if the students selected hippo and the leg lamp from that movie, they would get -200% of the score of this, which would be -1. And if you select this, that would actually take away from the work they did in other assignments. I think it's mean. I don't mind this option here, like putting -100, -100, if you wanted to make sure students weren't just guessing. But I would not encourage using this other option. Okay. Have we beat that one to death? I think so.
Yep.
Okay, so we've created one that's got multiple answers. You can see here they have to get both of them correct to get the full 100% of that question. And if we go in, add another multiple choice, and then we say, again, I need another question. What is Janet Skellington's dog's name? All right. We'll go Bruce. Max. 0. And Bob. All right, and the correct answer in this one is 0 here. So that's going to be my correct answer. We can change this to only one option. Oh, okay. So you have this drop down. Can I test it and just say, like, what would it do if it was 4, even though there's only one correct answer? I'm curious. Like, why do I have to do that if it's a single answer? But let's see if this is not necessary. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to make this test available. And that's it. Let's get out of here. Go into student preview. Where is this test? It's in, I'm going to pull this right up to the top so that I can find it when I come back in student preview. Here we go. Warping into student preview mode. Here we are. There's the test that we just built, and we've got our questions loading here. Okay, so question number 1, what does your instructor want for Christmas? Test our knowledge. There we are. We've got our 2 answers. I'm curious. I'm going to select one wrong answer. Or was that the right answer? I don't remember. We'll do that. And then this is the one that allows us to select. Yeah, see, it still says select up to 3, select up to 4. I feel like we should put a comment to Anthology that if it's a single answer, that it should default to only selecting one.
Misleading, right? People are going to think
Because
that
now I can select all of them.
it's like, and it's also
Mm.
hinting that there's more than one that's accurate. So
yeah, see, this is why we do this, folks. Just because we're seeing like, so pay attention. Make sure that you change that to say you can only select one option, so
and
that
then the
students
radio
can,
button,
and then that would do the radio button. I'm gonna exit, save and close. And I'm going to exit from student preview. I'm going to save my data, and I want to, oh, I won't be able to. I think I need to delete my entry because I can't change the test, can I? Let's see. Edit. No, it won't let me change the option here because students have already started it.
So I delete.
All right. I'm going to have to delete my student. Oh, exit and discard my student data. Go back in and edit this question. And close that. Back into student preview. Tube. Back in. Start the attempt. So we've got checkboxes here. And yeah, you see now it's a radio button. So it will switch.
Great.
And submit. Anything you wanted to see here in the student view before I exit student preview?
No, I think that's it. We'll just see what it does with the first one.
All right, and exit and discard. And I shouldn't have discarded it. Oh well.
Okay, do it
Oops. I'll do it one more time. Okay. Student preview. Start preview. Tube. In. Start. This and that. Nope, it's this. And submit. Close. Exit. Oh, 1.5 out of 2. Save. All right, and then as the instructor, we come into gradebook, and there's the test, and there's the student's work, and there it is. So they got this one correct, 50%, but they didn't choose anything else, so they only got half the mark, but we got the full mark on this one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think we got to give them feedback about that. If you've got only one correct answer, you shouldn't have the option to let students select more than one.
Yeah.
Answer.
Or it should default. It should default to the number of correct answers. Yes. So if there are 3 correct answers, it should default to 3. And if there are 4, it should default to 4. Ooh, now I want to try something. I'm going to do one more test. Oh. Because I have another question. Yes. Stick with me. Because what happened? It only had in that drop down 4 options. What if we had 10? What if there were 10 correct answers? Let's click plus, add multiple choice. All right. Drupal.
It's fine.
Okay, it did expand. That was what I wanted to know is, so you see this list kept going. So instead of just 4, it added to 6.
Interesting.
But yeah, like if that was a correct answer, it should default to 2.
We'll give them the feedback.
Yep. Okay. Well, then that's good for our demonstration, I think. At this point, I will, let's get rid of that one. So that is the enhanced multiple choice and multiple answer workflow. I think generally speaking, we've saved ourselves a whole bunch of steps by having to add that extra option. And I do like, I think that that interface is pretty slick, but I think we kind of uncovered that one little change that I think would make this whole update shine. So stay tuned. Maybe that'll be our #1 pick on a future episode of our Fave 5 and 5, and we can say, see, your feedback makes a difference. And by yours, I mean all of ours. Yeah, they listen to us.
Yes.
Which wouldn't be the first time. We've got a pretty good track record with the Idea Exchange as an institution. So well done to you, Georgian College. And I think that's a good way to wrap up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if you found this helpful and informative, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you.
Great. And reminder that we have drop-in sessions for Georgian faculty every Tuesday and Friday at 10:30 till about 11:20. And you can find the link to those virtual sessions on your Blackboard calendar.
Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.